Good morning, Coach Scotty here with your daily mindset video. Now, today I want to talk about balance. I want to talk about how everything needs to be in balance. Actually, I want to talk about the myth of balance. There's no such thing as balance. Everybody talks about work-life balance. It's not a balance. It's not possible. If people have this mindset that there has to be balance, then you're looking at it like a teeter-totter. Like, in order to have balance, things have to be 50-50. And it isn't. It's never. That's not how that works. Like, you go to work for 8 hours of the day, and then you're home for 4 or 5, and then it's but that's eaten up with, you got to have supper, and you got to take care of this, and you got to do chores, and you got to do that, and then time you get to bed, and then you sleep, and then you're back at work again. Well, that's not balance. You're at work most of the whole time. And then if you work 5 days a week, or maybe 6 days a week, and you only get 1 or 2 days off the weekend, then you're grumpy. Hey, all I do is work all the time. You're bitter. Oh, my poor life is so terrible. Because you're expecting to work 3.5 days and have 3.5 days off? That's great if you can do it. But that's not usually how that goes for most people. And if you're expecting things to be fair and 50-50 like a teeter-totter, it's not. It's like a great big kid on one end and a little kid on the other end, and he's stuck up in the air crying because he can't get down. Like, don't expect it to be that way, and you're going to be happier. Instead, you need to strive for balance in the sense of integration, work-life integration. And this comes true with nutrition too. Like, you go, oh, on this diet, I'm not allowed to eat anything fun, and I got to do what I'm not allowed to. Well, that's a drag. You're not going to do that. Now you're the little kid up on the end of the teeter-totter with the big kid holding you there. You've created your own hostage situation by thinking it's supposed to be fair or balanced, and it isn't. And so it's about integration. How can I integrate the things that I really enjoy with the things I need to do? Because things like work is wonderful. It's a beautiful gift that we're able to work. There's a lot of people that aren't able to work. There's a lot of people whose jobs are soul destroying and horrible. And you're not in that position from what I know of you. And that's a gift. We want to remember that work is beautiful. It's amazing. Especially if you can do what it is you love for work, so much the better. I highly encourage that. There's things, work is work. There are, even when I own the gym and even now, I love what I get to do, and it's work. It takes time, it takes effort, it takes energy, and it requires, and I love it. That's okay. And so how do I integrate my life and the things I want with my work? That's the key. Integration is the key. Balance is just it's a way to be a victim. It's a way to go, oh, my life is out of balance. Poor little old me. Oh. Don't play that game. It's not any fun. When I owned the gym and I worked a lot, I wasn't always successful, to take Tuesdays off, or even 3/4 of Tuesday off. And so I'd get my son off on the bus in the morning, and my wife would go off to work back when she was working. And then I was alone by myself at the house Tuesday morning. Sometimes I'd go back to bed for an hour and a half, or sometimes I'd get a bowl of ice cream and watch a movie. And then I would have a nap, or I'd putter around the yard, or putter around the garage, or build something, or go for a bike ride, or do whatever I felt like. And then at 2 p.m, I'd go to work. That was awesome. I felt like that was the biggest gift in the world, because I got some space for me to be me. And it wasn't balanced. The other 6.5 days of the week I worked. So that's not balance, but it's integrating the need for a little bit of time off within the work that I want to get done. And I think that's the gold. And it's the same thing. Like, I want to be healthy and fit, and I prefer being lean. So I don't eat ice cream all the time, but how can I integrate a little bit of ice cream here and there? You know, if Saturday I'll do a 2 or 3 or 4 hour bike ride, then Saturday night I can have some ice cream because Sunday I'm going to do a 2 or 3 hour run. I'm going to burn it off, and I'm actually fueling a lot of things that are helping me. So I get to integrate that thing that I love in amongst what I know makes sense to do. Because if I just eat, I never have sugar, I never have ice cream, I never have donuts, and I never have ice cap, and I never have any, then that's not balance either. That's misery. Then I'm miserable. Then I'm a martyr. Then I'm suffering for what? Now, by the same token, I don't want to live on junk food because then I become sick, and that's stupid. So it's about integrating those things. And it is hilarious to crave things that I know are going to cause inflammation and they're not nutritionally dense and they're not full. But you know what? I eat really nutritionally dense food for the whole day, and then I have this treat that maybe I'm going to feel a little bit guggy tomorrow for a little bit, but my body's going to shake it off. And it's a once in a while food. And sugar does have its purpose in the world. It's just not all the time. And so it's about integrating. Eat brilliantly most of the time. Once in a while, enjoy yourself. And go for periods of focus time. 6 weeks of focus time, and then take a couple of days off. And then we go back to 6 weeks of focus time. Or maybe it's 3 weeks of focus time, and then have a day off. Plan it out so you can enjoy. If you're going to go on a vacation for 3 or 4 days to the mountains or somewhere wonderful and lovely, and you know there's going to be all this beautiful food, have the beautiful food. Enjoy yourself. That's integrating, eating healthy most of the time with having this little relaxation and do whatever the other part of the time. And I remember I would have a day off, or I would be on vacation or whatever, and then something would happen at the gym and my phone would ring or my email would go off, whatever. Oh my gosh, there's a problem. I'm like, okay. I would set aside an hour or 2 hours and I would fix that problem. And then I would just go back to my vacation. Now, I didn't get all grumpy about the fact that my vacation got interrupted by some work thing. I felt privileged that I have a cell phone, I have a laptop, and I have internet, and I can fix this thing from somewhere else. And I have a team that can implement the fix that I put in place. That's integration. That's a freedom. Because I was allowed to go on the vacation, or I allowed, but I was able to go on the vacation in the first place. I didn't have to stay stuck at the business. So it's about your attitude. That attitude of gratitude is huge. Remembering how lucky we are and how amazing our life is massive. And think of it as work-life integration. Like if you're really exhausted and you have an hour for lunch, have your lunch quickly for 15 minutes and then lay back in your car, like leave it idle if it's cold out, or if it's not, leave the window down a little bit if it's a nice day. Kick the seat back, put a blinder over your eyes and some earplugs in, have a nap for 20 minutes. Now you're integrating the nap you need in the workday you need to do. You got an hour for lunch, you have 15-minute lunch and a 20-minute nap. You've only used up 40 minutes, not even. So you've got time still to do other things. So it's about integrating it. And you don't want to feel stuck. Be grateful. Attitude of gratitude. We are so blessed. We are so lucky. We're not fighting for our survival on a daily basis. We're not rooting through a garbage dump trying to find food. Remember all the good stuff that we have and integrate the things in your life you want to, instead of trying to have some mythical balance where you feel like a martyr because your life is so unfair. It's not. I'm not here to judge you. I'm trying to tell you what I've learned. When I closed the gym down, I worked hard. I'm not exaggerating when I say for 10 days until I collapsed on the floor and slept for 3 hours, not of my own free will. I worked 20 hours a day. I went to bed at midnight. I got up at 3. I was at the gym by 3:30 or 4, and I worked until the phone started going off at 7, and it never stopped until I left the gym at around 7 or 8 or 9 at night. I saw my son goodnight, and then I did a little bit more work on the computer, and I ate something, and then I went to bed, and I did that for 10 days straight. And yeah, that was off balance in a lot of senses, but I did what I needed to do to keep my family safe and to make that part of my life wrap up appropriately. And it ended up being about 2 months of hard effort. I didn't stick with those hours. Obviously, I backed off, but it was 2 months of hard effort. And then I took 3 months off. We had paused a bunch of payments through the COVID thing or whatever, and I took 3 months and I didn't work at all. And I was able to just decompress and breathe. You have to look for the gifts in all of this. You have to find the way that you can integrate what you need to do in all manners. If you need rest, if you need work, what do you have? Like, find the way to integrate the pieces, because they won't be balanced. It's never that clear cut. It's messy. They interlace in all kinds of different places. Sneak in moments of joy amongst moments of things you've got to get done. That's my hope for you. It's a gift to just change your mindset and stop being, oh, poor me. I have to. I get to. I choose to. It's a little preachy today, but I hope this is valuable for you. I hope you can learn from what I've learned. Have an amazing Monday. Integrate the good stuff into the things you've got to do and that we're privileged enough to do. Have an excellent day.